All right, today we are diving deep into Google's Gemini 3.0 Pro. And look, if you're still just using it to ask simple questions, you're about to have your mind blown. There's a whole other side to this AI that most people never see.
And I'm not even exaggerating. Believe it or not, hidden inside this model are tools that can break down entire videos, whip up studio-quality images, and, get this, even turn boring documents into a full-on podcast. So yeah, let's get into it.
So first things first, what is Gemini 3.0 Pro? Well, it launched in November 2025, and it's basically Google's most powerful AI model to date. You can think of it as the new brain that powers their entire lineup of AI tools.
Now, the secret to its power is this one word: multimodal. This just means Gemini doesn't only read text, it understands text, images, audio, video, and even your code all at the same time. It sees the whole picture, something older models just couldn't do.
It also excels at something called agentic tasks. Okay, that sounds super technical, but here's what it really means. It doesn't just answer your question and stop. It can actually plan and carry out complex, multi-step projects from start to finish. It's kind of like telling a project manager your end goal, and they figure out all the little steps to get you there. And for all you data geeks out there, check this out. The numbers are just wild. It scores a whopping 91.9% on graduate-level knowledge, and, as you can see, it's outperforming its biggest rivals, GPT-5.1 and Claude Sonnet 4.5, pretty much across the board. The data really says it all. This model is playing in a completely different league.
Okay, so the numbers are impressive, but what does that actually mean for you? Let's look at how this power translates into practical use, starting with how the model thinks and handles just massive amounts of information.
This is a perfect example of its advanced reasoning. We threw a tricky financial problem at it. Which of these two investments is better after 5 years? Instead of just taking a wild guess, Gemini actually paused for a second to think, calculated the math for both options side by side, and then showed its work. It didn't just give an answer, it proved it.
Now let's talk about memory. See this number? 2 million tokens? This right here represents Gemini's context window. And honestly, it's an absolute game changer for anyone who has to work with huge documents.
So here's the bottom line. This one feature can save you hours of tedious manual research. You can literally upload a 30-page research paper, and Gemini will pull out the main arguments, pinpoint the methodology, and answer any question you have without forgetting what was on page 1. We've all seen other tools fail at that.
Okay, so we've established it has a serious brain and a massive memory. Now let's see what happens when it applies all that power to different types of media. It's kind of like having a professional analyst for your own stuff. We're going to hit 3 key tests. First, how it deciphers data from a really complex image. Second, how it can analyze a whole video file and suggest an editing structure. And third, my personal favorite, how it can analyze a simple drawing in real time. So, we uploaded a screenshot of a data dashboard, and Gemini didn't just describe what it saw. No, it acted like a real, seasoned analyst. It instantly found patterns, flagged weird anomalies in the data, and even suggested what we should do next. It's like having someone point out what matters before you even get a chance to zoom in.
But it's not just about analyzing stuff that already exists. Gemini is also a powerhouse for creating things from scratch. It actually uses specialized models under the hood to generate some incredibly high-quality images and videos.
First up is image generation, and it's really good at 4 things that other AIs tend to struggle with: creating images with perfect text, making complex edits to a scene, blending different photos together seamlessly, and even pulling contact info right off a photo of a business card. And its ability to render text is just phenomenal. We asked it to make a YouTube thumbnail, and I mean, look at that. The text is perfectly clear, no weird melted letters, just crisp, professional type. For anyone who's tried this with other tools, you know what a huge deal this is.
Next, let's talk video. This is powered by a different specialized model, and it creates these realistic 8-second clips in HD. The 3 big features here are it can generate synchronized audio from scratch, it can bring static images to life, and it can create these buttery smooth transitions between 2 different pictures.
And this is where things get really cool. You can just upload 1 photo of your product and have the model spin it into a slick, rotating video ad. Or you could give it 2 images, say a hiker standing still, and then one with their arms up, and it will generate all the motion in between. You get a high-quality animation from just 2 pictures.
So this is all amazing, right? But where do you actually find all this power? Is it some separate complicated app? Nope, and that's the brilliant part. It's all integrated directly into the Google tools you're probably already using every single day.
Over in Google Search, there's a new extended thinking mode that basically puts search on steroids. Instead of just a list of blue links, it gives you curated shopping guides for things like best budget laptops. It'll explain something complex like quantum entanglement with simple analogies. And it can even create data visualizations, like a graph of compound interest, right there on the results page.
On your phone, it gets even more personal. You can use voice mode to just talk and brainstorm ideas naturally. We actually asked it to plan out an entire YouTube video for us, titles, hook, structure, the whole shebang, and it works perfectly. Or you can pop into live mode, point your camera at, say, a flowchart you drew on a whiteboard, and Gemini will analyze it in real time and point out if you made any logical mistakes. And lastly, for anyone out there who has to read dense, maybe kind of boring documents, students, researchers, this one's for you. It's called Notebook LM. You upload a 50-page paper and it generates a whole conversational podcast about it. You get 2 AI hosts who discuss the material, ask questions, and break it all down. It turns any document into a lesson you can just listen to.
So let's just step back for a second. The crucial takeaway here is that Gemini 3.0 Pro isn't just another chatbot you ask questions to anymore. It's a full-blown suite of tools, a collaborator that can help you code, edit video, analyze data, and create content in ways that just weren't possible before.
It's really evolved from being just a tool you use to a partner you create with. So the only question left isn't really about what it can do, it's about what you are going to do with it. Now that you've got these capabilities, what problems are you going to solve? What ideas will you bring to life?